Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to another recording session of Hearthstone. So let's hop into it, see if we can get through as fast as possible. One thing that's worth pointing out is the season is over, and unfortunately I wasn't recording at that time, so we got a new card back. Where is the new card back? Is this it? September, yep. This is our new card back. We'll make that our favorite for whatever that's worth. And we have here a golden card that we got. I can turn into dust if I can find it. And we got 5 dust. Is it here? Here we go. So I can disenchant this for 5. Do I even have a Murloc Knight before I choose to do this? Because let's see, yeah, I already have 2 of these, so we'll disenchant that 50. Hardly a decent amount there. And then we'll just run down here until we find something we can make, and we will craft it. There we go. And that will be it for that. So as far as our quests, we want to play ranked games again. We need to get 2 victories between the paladin and the priest, win 7 games in total, and win 3 games of any class. And we have a new tavern brawl. So ideally we're gonna try priest. 2 epic robots meet face to face, sparks will fly, oil will flow. Help decide who reigns supreme, Boombot or Noyatron. So it's Boombot versus Noyatron. No choice here. So if we had a quest to win 7 tavern brawls here, this would be slightly more annoying than than normal, but only slightly. Because then we wouldn't have been able to pick a character, and we would have had to win 7 games. And then we would have had to, I mean, that could go 4 or 5 episodes per recording session. So this is strange. We're not even playing as characters. We're playing straight up as them. Noyatron. And whenever they do something like this, last time they did something like this, it was hard for me to, it seemed like it locked me into playing as the Noyatron, and I couldn't play as the Boombot, which doesn't make any sense unless I'm playing a single player game here and this isn't an actual person, which might be the case. It's hard to tell. Give the lowest attack minion Divine Shield and of that.
Job's done.
Let's go through here since we did.
Powering up. Portals online.
All he does is say hello, hello, hello. Okay. I think I want to play this. And
Chugga chugga.
We'll go ahead and just attack that.
Hello, hello, hello.
So all he does is say hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hmm. So I think I am playing a real person.
The shadow engulfs us.
Last one. Hey, that one's different. So if we do this, and then
Let's see if this works.
let's see, this,
Chugga chugga.
we'll just kill that guy right there, and then the turn. Hmm. So his deal 1 damage to 2 random enemies is gonna be a bit of trouble. Of course, I can use this next turn. Let's see, this, and then this.
Job's done.
And then the turn. So this one just makes a weird mechanical noise when he says something. This one just says hello, hello, hello. Unless you threaten, and he goes hello. Hmm. So for 2 mana, doing 1 damage to 2 random enemies versus 1 damage to 1 specific enemy on a mage might be a fair thing. That is a hero ability that would make sense. Add a spare part to my hand. Alright.
Something needs tinkering?
Let's see. This seems a little overpowered though. Give your lowest attack minion Divine Shield and Taunt. Seems a little overpowered. I'm not sure that would work. Give a friendly mech plus 4 health. Or shuffle something into the cart hand. Give a friendly mech plus 1/+1. And then we'll do this. 2, I believe.
Job's done.
I think this will win for us just fine. Yeah, I don't see how he could do 11 damage to me. Did we start at 30 health, or did we start at like 15?
Did someone say
That could be one way to solve this issue of something being like too powerful. If you started with 25 health for this character, if different characters started with different health, that would be kind of crazy. Like, could you get it down to a character has just 1 health, but their hero ability is something super Hi.
Repairs available.
That would be kind of cool. Like a 1 health guy that his hero ability is something along the lines of do 30 damage targeted, or no, that would be too much. Do 15 damage targeted, I would think would be about the most. So that's all we really need to do for the Tavern Brawl, which not a terrible Tavern Brawl in concept. Here's a bunch of cards. I think I have 2 of all 5 of those cards. So we'll just go back to the collection and disenchant all 5 of them. Yep. That'll get us back up to 65 dust. And so now all we have to do is really just play the priest. And we just need to get 3 victories with the priest. We'll be playing ranked. Ideally, I would like to go higher in the ranks. It's too much work. I've got a lot of other things to work on. Right now I'm finishing up Warcraft and the Guardian of Light. I can't help but feel like I got a little distracted in playing it because of the style of game. It's an arcade style game designed for you to play the levels over and over again. And so certain levels were really long enough for like a 45-minute episode, and certain levels were really short. So when there was a short level of the main story, I would go back and play. I decided to go back and play some previous levels, as you normally would in playing this game. But I'm not sure if that's gonna be easy for people to follow as far as the storyline, and fortunately there really isn't any storyline, but I'm not sure that, I don't think that helped. Alright, so if we hit this, and then we heal this, and then we end the turn right there. Darn it. Darn the luck. Okay.
Embrace the void.
We gotta do this now. I would have hoped to hold that combination off till later, but he was gonna kill me either way. At least this way I killed his creature. Let's see.
Are you afraid of the dark?
In that turn. So the only thing I have left on the Golden of Light is I'm actually played quite a lot of it off screen after going through the story, looking at the challenge packs that were DLC and all of that. Let's see. How do we want to do this?
Hit the lights.
Just don't destroy it. Darn it. Darn the luck. Darn, that sucked. Okay, so now I'm just kind of gonna play a little bit more offline to trying to get all the weapons unlocked and all the collectibles unlocked. We got, there was a considerable amount of
How many fingers do you see?
of just weapons and health ups and ammo ups, and the health ups and ammo ups really don't do anything at all. The to play the levels correctly and get the maximum high scores to get then unlock the new weapon, you have to effectively not die more than once or twice. It's a little fluid because you lose about 5,000 to 10,000 points every time you die, and you have to have the super shot, which you get by killing creatures in a row without taking damage, and you lose it as soon as you do take damage. So my hope here is that the vaporize isn't, this isn't a vaporize.
Does this hurt?
Job's done.
So he's pretty much gonna have to use this to kill that.
I learn.
6 damage to everybody. Okay. Let's see, if we play this, we can't do this.
Embrace the void.
Give that minion a turn to get ready.
We'll draw a couple cards
Job's
here,
done.
and then we'll end our turn. So this will do 3 damage as long as this guy's still alive. This one will work
I learn.
as long as they can keep this guy alive.
Someday I'll be just like you.
It needs a secondary counter though, because right now we don't know if increased spell damage is getting increased or what. Alright. So we want to kill this one, I suppose. This mirror entity. Oh, that sucks. It's not quite what I had hoped, but whatever. We'll just attack the face. So after I either just have done as much as I can, I don't think I'm gonna get 100% on it. There are certainly some levels that I'll look on YouTube and see if I can run through them, because some of the levels have, well, almost all the levels have a time limit on them too, and they don't seem like they are quite smoothly calculated at times. They are very round times, like beat this in under 10 minutes, and let's see. Do I want to heal or do I want to cast a spell? I think I'll just heal and end the turn there. But once I'm done, there was a DLC for a Kane and Lynch character pack and the DLC for some other game called Kane and Razul. I don't think the name of the game was called Kane and Razul. The 2 characters, I think, were called that. Let's see. Oh, I've just lost. I have just lost. I just realized I just lost.
Well played.
Oops. That calls for an oops.
Not quite what was planned.
I would have lost either way, I suppose. even if I had healed this guy. And so what I will do on Guardian of Light afterwards is I will just, I'm gonna speed run the entire game, run through the levels, because you can run through the levels. In fact, you can roll through the levels quite fast, and nowhere in the game did it show you that you could roll in the tutorial section. So I looked at like the first YouTube video I saw, it's like people are rolling, and I'm like, how are you rolling? They never told me how to roll. Then I go look at the controls, and it's like, oh yeah, there's this button you can push. And I hadn't pushed it, went through the entire game, never rolled once. And there was one particular spot where it was like, I just can't run fast enough to get here, even if I'm hopping. And I spent the whole game running and hopping like a fool, and it's, no, you roll. If you roll, you're way faster. And I'm like, oh, well, that solved a lot of problems, because I didn't think I'd get even as far as I've gotten just running. So I put the blame on that entirely on the makers of the game for just not tutorializing and telling me, oh yeah, you can hit this to roll. And they pretty much must have known that, or not planned at the beginning to have a roll feature, because you can certainly play the whole game just running and jumping. Well, it looks like we're gonna get a disconnect. I'll take that victory. I'll take that victory any day. I am certainly not above taking cheap wins, because this takes too long. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, I probably have, but as I'm trying to improve myself as a YouTuber, as I'm starting to schedule things and look at how long games are gonna take to play, it is becoming more and more apparent that I have about maybe a year and a half to 2 to 3 years worth of games that I could be playing that I would like to get done in a year. I'd like to get done in less than a year, actually. Steam Summer Sale, whenever that comes out in 2016, unless there's some other sale that comes out in between, and it wouldn't be terrible if there was, because that means I could freshen up some of my collection a little bit more. And 6 months is a pretty long time in video game world. So a 6-month-old game, even if I bought it brand new and it takes me 6 months to play it, that's ridiculous. Speaking of buying things brand new, somewhat, the Deus Ex Mankind Divided augment your pre-order
My fate is sealed.
garbage has been scrubbed. They just announced it today, and I looked into it just a little bit, but basically all the if you pre-order now, you're gonna get all the pre-order add-ons, and except for it being released 4 days early. Now the question now is if it was gonna be if it really was gonna ever be released 4 days early, or if they were just gonna say no, that there wasn't enough pre-orders to do that. But
Fine.
I think it looks pretty bad on their part if they had gotten to like 90% by their scale, which was just numbers they were making up. They never said a specific number of pre-orders were needed to get to 100% the highest level or whatever. They were just making it all very nebulous intentionally.
Are you afraid of the dark?
My fate is sealed.
But had they gotten close to it and not made it, it would have definitely looked like people didn't want to play their game. Which I'm still kind of at. This, by them scrubbing it, by them fixing it, that is a good thing. I'm not the type of person who says it's too late to fix something. It is very, very late that they would have had an entire pre-order thing set up and not realized the reaction, not done some polling or testing or anything to actually know that, or whatever advertising company they were going through weren't just able to figure. Let's see. Let's try this.
My fate is sealed.
Hit the lights.
Job done.
Build that back up. So, yeah, it is really late for them to not have realized that this was kind of a stupid idea, because they weren't giving all the pre-order bonuses to any one person. You were getting,
I must consider.
for the first tier, you had to pick one of three, which was ridiculous. But the bigger picture of Mankind Divided is still, there have been, to my knowledge, no actual gameplay footage trailers. And we're into pre-orders. I have heard no one say they've seen this game. All I've seen is like trailers of non-gameplay. Unless they come back and say the trailers are actual gameplay. So I have no idea what this game is. And after playing the
In the light's name.
let's see. After playing all of Deus Ex The Fall and all of Human Revolution,
Done.
I just don't see that I have confidence in them making a big AAA game. I think they're going to have a moderately okay game, and then they're hyping it up and trying to sell it and trying to do pre-orders like it is going to be a big game. And the longer and the more they don't show any footage, don't show any previews, the question is it buggy? Is it anywhere done? Is it really short? Does it look awful? I really haven't seen them make any good graphics.
I wonder.
Their best graphics were Human Revolution, which was like 4 years ago. At least, probably more. I shouldn't say dates if I don't have a clue what day it really is. And I probably did know and have just forgotten. Alright.
Embrace the void.
Job done.
Think I might have this one in the bag, but not. It's a little too early to be saying that. So, yes, I guess I get brownie points for correcting. It's better than them just
Stand ready.
doing nothing and in a lot of ways, I would buy their argument if they said, well, we've already committed to this, we can't do anything about it. Sorry. But obviously they could do something about it, they just changed it. So now it is a pre-order that is almost worthwhile, with an extra level and 3 custom outfits. But the main part of the game still hasn't been shown, so why would you pre-order this? You still don't know if this game is good at all, and I'm suspecting since they're not showing it, it probably isn't. It's probably got something wrong with it. The interesting part is what? Speaking of Deus Ex, interesting thing about Deus Ex is that some games, as I've gotten more learned, I would say, about
How many fingers do you see?
how YouTube works with its content ID. Some games play the music and then their entire game music soundtrack is just in content ID. So if you play certain games, almost every episode will get content ID. And that's fine, I can dispute it. I schedule things way ahead so that 30 days of them not responding will go, and then the automatic content ID will be dropped. And that is how it's been going mostly lately. The only time that wasn't the case of what I've probably gotten over 100 content IDs. The only time anyone has reaffirmed and disputed a dispute was the Game of Thrones soundtrack on the Game of Thrones game, which then I just took it out and using Google's remove song thing. And inherently, in that case, I wish I could at some point in the future go back and put it back in, because it was fair use and I could have gone back and did that. But if they're paying somebody to actually sit there and click reaffirm even though they're not looking at the videos, which I'm sure they aren't, which is what they're supposed to do, and so they're almost certainly fraudulently making claims. But I can't really do anything about that. I don't have the legal defense fund needed to take something like that on. Although I can definitely see like a class action
Does
suit
this hurt?
at some point coming down the line. At some point down the line, somebody is gonna file a class action suit against companies filing fraudulent claims. But that's probably gonna be a while. So usually that's how it works. You get a video up there, if you schedule it for over 30 days, they'll probably, sometimes they won't respond in 30 days, sometimes they'll say yes, that's right. If you have written permission, it in my mind helps a little bit, instead of just saying it's fair use. But I go both ways with that. Depending if I can find written permission some way, I'll say that. If otherwise, I'll say fair use. And usually it ends the same way because people just don't respond to them. Except for in Deus Ex The Fall. Just today, like yesterday, the content ID was released for episode 1 of Deus Ex The Fall. And today, it matches content ID again, which it's not supposed to do that. So I don't know if Google is screwed up or if they have some ability as this. It's kind of weird too, because it's like 3 different companies all claiming that they own this music, which I mean, come on, Google. If 3 different companies are claiming ownership over the same thing, you've got to do a little bit of investigation or figure something out there. Oh, this is ridiculous. I've just set myself up for my own death, haven't I? Yep. Oops.
Not quite what was
Fine, I'll wand. Fine, I'll wand.
Yeah, I just powered him up so he could certainly kill all my guys. So I don't know if they have the ability. I don't know if it's a glitch. I don't know if there was one song and then another song, and or they just put another song in there. But that's annoying because now that video is almost certainly not going to air with commercials, which I'm sure some of the viewers are happy about that, but I am literally just getting pennies on thousands of views of ads. So it really, I'm begging for scraps here. I'm not making millions of dollars. I'm not making dollars on dollars on videos. If a video gets 5 views, it's not, it's lucky on my channel. And in that, I am kind of, I have this strange attitude where I see myself as a very busy person, and I'm sure other people see themselves as busy too. And if I'm watching somebody's YouTube channel and I know they have 1 million subscribers, I will click that skip ad at the beginning. Whereas if it is my own video, I would certainly not want people to click the skip ad, because if you skip the ad, then I don't get any credit whatsoever for watching that, which kind of sucks. And I think it inherently what means as I get bigger, I would kind of want to get rid of the preload ads on the front. I don't like them. They're just kind of there because that's just kind of how it's set up. I have it set up right now. I don't know. And then the overlay ads are slightly better, and then there's ads actually to the side of the videos I'm sure nobody even sees. And then they are going to get to the YouTube subscription service. I'm still not sure how any of that's gonna work. Like, none of that has been explained at all by YouTube. No surprise there. They are not helpful at all. Let's do one more game real quick. There's like no communication with YouTube at all. So I don't know. My thought was that it was going to be you could subscribe to a specific person's channel, and it would be kind of like a monthly fee to that specific person. It seems more like it's going to be you can subscribe to all of YouTube to not see ads, and I don't know how that's going to work. Because if you subscribe to YouTube and you watch 1 video a month, does that, whatever, YouTube take their portion and then give the rest to that one person who watches the videos?
In the light's name.
Or does it just get YouTube take their portion and split it between all YouTubers, which makes no sense? Or is it going to be the worst case scenario? And I kind of worry it might be the worst case scenario. YouTube just takes all the money and says, sorry suckers, anybody who pays us here, we're not going to do any ad revenue, which would then just mean they've taken away the ability to monetize from me.
Face the light.
And I guess that would make the most sense, wouldn't it? Is this just a big screw job to YouTubers? Well, that's gonna be weird if that's what happens, because then you're gonna have a lot of YouTubers who's saying don't pay that subscription service, because that means we don't get any videos. I mean, that, I'd hate to be hyperbolic and say that could be the death of YouTube, but it could be the death of YouTube if all of a sudden PewDiePie is seeing he's not making as much money because people are subscribing and all that money is going to YouTube. And that would be unfair, but YouTube's a business. They can do unfair things. It'd be downright evil. And Google's don't be evil stance. But then Google is separating, so maybe this is their first step into being evil.
In the light's name.
Feel my pain.
Job's done.
I should have probably killed that, shouldn't I have? Alright, that sucked.
Embrace the void.
Job's done.
Just bring out my second Arachni Achanai's Soul Priest. Achanai. Is that how you say it? I have no idea. That would certainly be a problem if I ever do the dictionary of Hearthstone. We'll just run into different pronunciations and I'll mispronounce things. Like the word pronounce.
Feel my pain.
Looks like we might be able to turn the momentum here. No. Why does he play those cards? Those aren't very good cards. I guess that explains why he's a 23 though.
Fine, I'll heal.
In that turn. So ideally though, on the YouTube subscription, there is, for small YouTubers like me, a big increase in views. And views and income. But I'm not sure how you could get to that. I really don't see how you could do that. Let's see. Let's try this. And then we'll attack this, I guess. And then we'll end the turn. Honestly, if I got even $1, because like per video, that would be a major increase on income. I do 5 videos a day. Ideally, what I would want to get is at least $80 a day in income, because that starts to put me somewhere in towards an average salary. But that's all pie in the sky. I barely get a few cents right now.
Fine, I'll heal.
Let's see.
Fine, I'll wand.
In that turn. Yeah, we're still very far as income away from even getting a dime per video, and $1 per video would be the next goal. And then eventually I'd like to get $10 per video. 10 times 5, you're up to $50 a day. If I can get to $20 a video, then I've overpassed the $80 a day goal, and then I would be doing very well. There would be no longer a real fear of things. Just in general, if my life situation, which is very weird right now, that allows me to spend all this time and not get any income, if that changes, which it very easily could, then I would have to just drop everything and go work at like a McDonald's or someplace, some really
I'll wand.
really quick type hire place, and just to pay bills, just to pay rent, stuff like that. And that would be the end of my channel for a while. I suppose I could I would still play games and I would try to put videos up, but I would go from the very consistent, lots of episodes a day series to a very inconsistent, random episodes type things. And I certainly don't want to do that. And I don't want to get away from doing this because I've very much enjoyed this career, which has yet to really prove itself to be a career, but I've enjoyed doing this way more than anything else I've ever done.
How many fingers do you see?
Well, I guess I have to do this, don't I? Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna win this. But so yeah, I don't want to stop doing this. And the way this ensure that happens is I just have to get enough ad revenue or other revenue if people just donate it. That's the quickest, easiest way to do it. Just directly send it to me. Instead of watching ads. And that very well might be the situation where we are going to have to advocate for it with the new $10 subscription fee. So we'll say, I need you, if you're subscribed, I need you even more to donate, because probably I won't be getting
Stand ready.
much or any of that $10 you're paying to not see ads. But yeah, once I hit
Well played.
over $80 a day, that's when I can start saving. So if I got very popular and made like $1 million one year, well then I'd probably have, just as a round big number, after I made $1 million one year, I probably could just turn off ads completely and say, you know what, I've got enough. I'll live off this. Uh, and that would probably set me for life. I could do this if right up till I'm old and gray and pass away of old age, basically, was some large number. And just put it in a savings account, which right now I'm certainly not doing, and that irritates me quite a lot, that I haven't had any extra income to put into a savings account or retirement account in probably 2 years now. Anywho, that's it for this recording. That's a weird place to stop. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right is that blue button that says support this channel. It would definitely be appreciated. We talked about that. And also, please follow and friend me on all those social media places. There's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.